Today, we are thrilled to introduce you to some exciting new enhancements in FullCast's mapping functionality, Smart Plan Maps. We're going to show you the latest features and how they will transform the way you approach territory planning and map optimization. In this walkthrough of Smart Plan Maps, we're going to dive into the functionality and usability of this game-changing tool to help you discover its powerful features and how to put them to work for your business. So let's dive right in. From your territory design screen, you would choose your three-dot menu and then add hierarchy. We're going to pick our map option, and as with any level within the territory structure, you get to decide how you want children accounts to be treated. We're going to go ahead and say we want all of the children to follow the parent. On the next screen, you'll choose either click here to add territories or the edit option. What you'll see is there's now a new option at the top for type. The bucket type is what we've always had, where you can name your territories and then you're going to manually assign what countries or states or postal codes would be assigned to each of those, quote, buckets that you would create here. Now, the other options we have, one being templates, is where you can pick a template and the map will automatically cut for you. So in this example, we have our 4 super regions. It's going to create AMER, LATAM, APAC, and EMEA. And when you hit confirm, instead of having to manually allocate those yourself, the map does it for you. Now, not all businesses are exactly the same. So if you do need to make edits, you still can do that by selecting the region you'd like a country to move to, then picking the country you'd like to change, and telling it you would like to reassign it. So you can customize this to your own business needs, but the template's going to help you do the bulk of the work at the front end. Now, we'll go back so that I can show you our new Smart Plan Maps. Here, we're going to let the system help you cut these territories. So in my example, I'll use 5 territories, and I'm going to say that I want to limit the number of accounts to 250 per territory. Then we have our balancing criteria. First, we've got build contiguous segments. This is where you can allocate which countries you want the map to include in the cuts you're trying to make. For my example, I'm going to break USA. Now you can choose at what map level you'd like the break to occur. For this example, we're going to go ahead and use our 2-digit postcode area. Then you have the option to add filtering criteria. Let's say you wanted to exclude a certain state. Maybe you've got something that's super heavy and is going to mess up your balance, like California or New York. You can say does not equal or is none of if you want to exclude, or if you want the map to only cut certain states, for example, or postal codes, you can say is any of or equals, and then it will only cut within what you add that filter to. Now for my example, I'm not going to add a filter today, but then we choose what balancing metric we'd like the map to consider. For today, we'll go ahead and add to balance on the number of accounts. Then you can consider your exceptions and named accounts. So here, do we want these named accounts to be included in the maximum that we set above, 250? If we include them, that means that if you manually assign any accounts to the territory, that will be considered in the maximum number of accounts that it is calculating. Or you can exclude them and then it will reach that maximum regardless of how many named accounts you have included. Those will essentially be on top of the maximum you see above. You also can choose how you want to treat your account families. Do you want the children accounts to be considered in your maximum number of accounts or not? I have at least one customer who plans at the parent level, and in their circumstance, they would check exclude because they don't care how many children accounts will actually end up in that territory. They only care about the number of parent accounts. But for today's example, we'll go ahead and include them as well. You set your criteria and hit confirm. That's where the magic starts. So here, the system is creating contiguous territories as best as it possibly can while considering that balancing metric. So as you can see, it's now created these 5 territories throughout the US based on that 2 code level. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the 2 code. All right, now we can take a look at how balanced that actually was. For right now, we chose to balance on the number of accounts, so I'm going to put that into my heat map. But maybe I also want to know how many Tier A and Tier B accounts exist as well. You can now choose multiple metrics to display with the map. Hitting confirm, you're going to see that the map changes to just outline with the colors of the territories, and then it fills in with a grayscale to help you see where the number of accounts are heaviest, but it also displays those other metrics that we had. And if you hover at the top, you'll get to see all of those metrics side by side. So as you can see, in about 5 minutes, I was able to cut 5 territories in the US based on the 2 code postals, and our balance of accounts is pretty close. We've got a range there from 18.27 to 18.42%. So in 5 minutes, you can completely cut your entire map without having to manually allocate things or rebalance as you go. When we hit save, we'll let it create those 5 nodes under mid-market. And you're done. So with just a few clicks of the button, you can easily create geographic territories that are contiguous and balanced. You'll get to ensure that there's accuracy, and you have the flexibility to decide how these different configurations are set up for your business to meet your needs.